Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cherry the Geek TV. I'm Joe Vanourney. Today we are joined by Abubakar Salim. You know him from his work on shows like Raised by Wolves and, of course, House of the Dragon, as well as his voice work in animated series and video games, such as the Bayek character in the Assassin's Creed series. He now voices the character of Charming in a new animated fantasy adventure series called The Sisters Grimm. All episodes of the Sisters Grimm premiere globally on Apple TV Plus starting Friday, October 3rd. Abu Bakr, thank you. Normally, this is the part of the show where I say welcome to Cherry the Geek TV, but for you, you get a welcome back to Cherry the Geek TV. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you, buddy?
Very good to see you again. Before we talk about the character of Charming, set up the show for people. What is the Sisters Grimm?
Oh man, the Sisters Grimm. I mean, where do I begin? It is a show that takes on the sort of the good old Grimm tales and gives it an interesting spin, I'd say. And it kind of follows these obviously the sisters or these kids in essentially exploring the world of what it is within these sort of fairy tales and kind of dives into there, which is really exciting.
You played the character of Charming. Who is Charming? How does he fit into the story? And when you were pitched this character and the show, The Sisters Grimm, what appealed to you and made you want to be a part of the series?
Yeah, I'd say, Charming is Charming is funny. He's sort of a leadership role within this world. And he's taking it as he goes along. One of the things essentially that really sort of allure or attracted me to this sort of character was essentially the complexity that they brought to Charming. I think a lot of the time, whenever we hear or see a Prince Charming character, we have our, preconceptions, these ideas, these thoughts of who they are. And I think like one of the greatest things of what the creators did and the writers did essentially was they subverted that in a very interesting way through the journey of the series. And so it was really cool to give my own take and spin on this incredibly egotistical but also vulnerable character as a whole.
Now, this isn't your first voiceover work, as I mentioned earlier. You've done a lot of animated series work as well as video game character work with doing voiceovers. What do you like about doing voiceovers in comparison to, say, live action work?
I think for me, voiceovers give a sense of freedom in regards to finding the music of a voice. I think with live action, there's a lot of other elements, right? There is, the eyes, the face, costumes. It's very kind of there is a lot of elements at play that you have to kind of take in when it comes to storytelling. But with voiceover and be it animation, video games, having to listen to the music of the voice and have that tell the story, have that get an idea or a reading of a character or a place or a feeling for me is incredibly powerful and something that I love. I mean, I grew up watching cartoons. I grew up watching, animation. So it had such an effect on me. It's why I'm here today. So I think like there is something to be said about the power of animation and the power of voice in that space, especially when it comes to kids in a young age.
I want to talk to you real quick about House of the Dragon. Season two has ended. Season three is coming soon. What can you tease about your character and season three of House of the Dragon?
Listen, if I told you anything about season three, I think they'd kill me off. So I'm gonna say that we are totally there is a lot of action to kind of, to get ready for. There's the team have not pulled any stops. It's gonna be incredibly exciting. I think one of the things that I'm really excited about is what Ryan and the whole writing team have kind of conjured for my character and kind of playing into that. There is a lot to expect.
Awesome. And real quick, I also want to touch briefly on Raised by Wolves. What a great show that was.
Thank you.
Gone too soon. But for my money, quality was there, and the just the pure sci-fi, as far as pure sci-fi themes and ideas, that might be one of the great sci-fi concepts ever. What do you miss most about working on Raised by Wolves?
I think. the big thing that I miss most is are the people, man. Like I think and the bold sort of audaciousness of it, the sense of bravery that came from a show like that. I think, you don't ever see sci-fi as sort of wild as what Aaron brought. And I think that was the great thing about Raised by Wolves was it was it it was unapologetic in how, very sci-fi it was. And I think that's the one thing that I miss. I miss seeing these high concept, high ideas, because it was a hell of a lot of fun to be in.
And we're sadly almost out of time. Before we wrap up, as Sisters Grimm is getting ready to premiere on Apple TV on October 3rd, what do you hope audiences take away from them with them when they watch the show?
Yeah, I think for me, it's important that there is a sense of, obviously enjoyment. This is entertainment that we're in. But I think like for me, it is that feeling of looking at the characters that you grew up with, the characters that you feel like you know very well, like Prince Charming, and kind of being open to the changes and the ideas and the thoughts of where they are. I think that that's really cool and exciting. The takes in which we are going with this show are always going to be um interesting and being really really cool with that. So I think, yeah, just the fun that we had on this show, man, is what I want people to come out with seeing.
Awesome. Well, it's a fantastic show. It's called The Sisters Grimm. All episodes premiere globally on Apple TV Plus Friday, October 3rd. Abubakar, thank you so much for chatting with us today on Cherry the Geek
Thank you for
TV, and
having
we'll
me.
see you again soon.
Thank you.
Welcome to Fairyport Landing.
Whoa! Sabrina! Daphne! The fairy tale characters you've read about are real, and your ancestors brought them to live here in Fairyport Landing.
Whoa. There's so many ever afters here.
I'm afraid you're going to start learning the truth about your parents.
We're descended from the Brothers Grimm?
Girls, were there red handprints on the car the night your parents disappeared? I know it's connected to whomever summoned this giant. If we figure that out, we might find your parents too.
Mom, Dad, I'm coming to get you.
Like it or not, you're special.
Now we're ready for anything. Daphne, this is all connected to Mom and Dad somehow. We'll find out why. Together.
We are Grimms.
Wow.
It is in your blood. You are the writer of your own stories.
I always knew we were meant for adventure.